You oftentimes hear me talk about avoiding processed inflammatory oils like canola oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, soybean oil. I talk about it all the time. And I say replace those in your cooking and the food you eat in the middle aisles with extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, virgin coconut oil, grass-fed ghee, the better for you oils. But a lot of people say, that's great, but when do I use them? How do I know when to use extra virgin olive oil versus avocado oil? When do I use ghee versus virgin coconut oil? And that's what this video is all about. But I wanted to start on something very, very interesting because so many people use cooking oil sprays, including me included. This is the undisputed leader going back to the 80s when I was growing up, right? This here, but forget about the fact for a second that it's canola oil in here, which is the processed inflammatory oil. How does the oil come out of the canister? Well, if you read the back here, it says it comes out with a chemical propellant. And they don't tell you what the propellant is, but when you start to look online, it's very easy to find out. It's either butane or propane. Propane is the same stuff that comes into your gas grill, and butane could be the same stuff they spray to get the deodorant out of the antiperspirant. Go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah, not a problem.
Stop y'all from
No, you do your shopping. Don't worry about it. And the problem with butane is that it's often linked with benzene, which is a known carcinogen. You don't want that coming out of your oil spray onto your food, onto your pan. And then there's an interesting ingredient here called dimethylsilicone. It's the Cujo, the dog, of ingredients. It's an anti-foaming agent. That's so this thing doesn't get all sudsy and foamy. Ew, yuck, no. So what do? It's so easy. You just get ones that don't have any propellants or any anti-foaming agents. This is avocado oil spray with one ingredient. This is another avocado oil spray here with one ingredient. And don't be fooled. Come on. Oh, save that one. What is? Stay. Good. Don't be fooled by this made with olive oil, because it still has the anti-foaming agents and the propellants. You don't want those in your body. Now we know the swap. Let's walk over here. Let's start with extra virgin olive oil. If you're at Walmart, your best bet would be these two brands here. But what's great about extra virgin olive oil, yes, it's not processed, it's not inflammatory, it's high in polyphenols and antioxidants, but when do you cook with it? Well, the most common applications are raw. You don't cook with it necessarily. So I'll use it to make a really good dressing with Rose. Rose has an amazing recipe for a maple horseradish dressing, and we put avocado olive oil in there. It's phenomenal. When I make pasta, I'll drizzle it over the top and get that nice freshness of fruitiness or spiciness depending on the olive oil. But a lot of people won't cook with extra virgin olive oil. I do, because when you refine it one step down to olive oil, like this one here, it requires a little bit too much processing and heat for me. And you can cook with extra virgin. Repeat, you can cook with extra virgin. There's so many myths out there that you can't do it. It's got a low smoke point. It's gonna burn. It becomes carcinogenic. Total fake news. I use this to cook all the time, but I don't do crazy high heat cooking with it. So for example, when I made chicken salt and boca the other week, and I wrapped the chicken breast in prosciutto and I pan fried it in my Flav City cast iron pan, I cooked in extra virgin olive oil. Let me have a list here of the other things I cooked with it. I roasted cauliflower in the oven at 400 degrees. Well, I drizzled it on the cauliflower ahead of time. I made a roasted artichoke salad with crispy lemons and olives. It was, what's up?
And capers.
Oh yeah, and capers too. It was delicious. And I put some extra virgin olive oil on the artichokes before it went into the oven around 410, 415. And Rose and I make this roasted acorn squash with a maple syrup glaze. And the glaze has maple syrup, vinegar, spices, and a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. And it comes out of the oven super caramely and creme brulee like. It's delicious. So you can cook with extra virgin olive oil, just don't go crazy and like do 500 degrees. That's why you want to cook with it, because it's cold pressed, it's unrefined, and it's really good for you. But the truth of the matter is, when you start to learn about most probiotics, especially the ones in the grocery store, they don't work. The actual bacteria are inferior and they die in your tummy acids. They never actually make it to your colon. Seed makes it to your colon because the capsule is a pill within a pill. The outer layer is the only thing that dissolves in your tummy. And because it has fiber, it's a prebiotic. And the inner capsule makes it to your colon. And the 24 strains of bacteria are not only surviving, they're strong like bull. And they work for digestion, poop, skin health, immune system. Even the kids one that's a powder, it's coated in a lipid and it survives the tummy acids of the kids and makes it to their colon too. Bottom line, if you take a probiotic or you're in the market for a probiotic, try Seed, best in the business. My link down below gets you 15% off your first month supply. Free shipping, ships international for a flat rate, and it's 30 days risk-free. Try it out. Next up would be, boom, avocado oil. Avocado oil is fantastic because it's neutral, meaning it has no flavor, which means it's the perfect swap for canola oil. Canola oil is neutral, has no flavor, and is used for high heat cooking. So anytime you would use canola oil, swap it out for avocado oil. The reason why I like this is because it's anti-inflammatory and actually good for you, where canola oil is GMO, highly processed, highly refined, and inflammatory. If a recipe calls for 1 cup of canola oil while you're baking, swap it with avocado oil. It's the perfect swap. Now, what do you cook with this? Well, the other week I made my version of Chick-fil-A tenders with a Chick-fil-A sauce. Unbelievable. I'll put the link down below. And I pan fried my chicken tenders in avocado oil instead of canola oil. If I look at my list of other recipes, I made salmon cakes in the Flav City ceramic pan. I fried in avocado oil. I made fried rice. Actually, the video when I did budget fried rice from Walmart, I cooked it in avocado oil too. And I did pulled pork. I seared pork shoulder in my Instant Pot and then cooked it for about an hour and shredded it. I seared it in avocado oil because it's heartfelt healthy, it's anti-inflammatory, and it is the perfect swap for canola oil. Where is it? Here. Ghee. Grass-fed ghee, my favorite brand, 4th and Heart, for actually a good price. $9.98 is cheaper than the price at Whole Foods right now. A lot of people don't know about ghee, but it's getting more popular. Ghee is like butter, but it's better. And it's pure milk fat. The way they make ghee is they take butter, grass-fed butter in this case, and they cook it until the milk fat separates from the milk solids. Because this is pure milk fat, it has no casein, it has no lactose, and it has a toasty, nutty flavor. It's delicious. So the question is, when do you use the ghee? We use it all the time. So according to my list that I did before I got here, cookies, Desi will bake with this. They actually make a vanilla version of this 4th and Heart ghee. Whenever a recipe calls for butter, she uses the vanilla bean infused ghee. It is crazy good. I will make pancakes on the griddle. So I warm my griddle up to 300, and Rose and I put the ghee on the griddle and we make pancakes. I'll make tuna melts for lunch on the keto bread, and I'll toast or griddle them in the ghee. And this is a great ingredient for Baba Donnie's famous braised cabbage and pork. She melts like 3/4 of a cup until it gets very, very high heat and pours it over the cabbage and pork so it's sizzling, and then braises in the oven. It's delicious. Ghee is fantastic. Scoop it for sure. And last but not least, coconut oil. Now, if you have the choice between virgin coconut oil and something like this, where it's liquid, always get virgin. Virgin is cold pressed, unrefined. This is in the liquid state because they refined it to a point where it's stable at room temperature like this. It's been too processed and too refined, and you start to break down the oil and it becomes inflammatory. The cool thing about virgin coconut oil is if you're dairy free and you want to cook with this or bake with it, go for it. Desi used this recently to make frosting for hot chocolate cupcakes for Valentine's Day with Rose. It's absolutely beautiful. It's dairy free. Also, coconut oil is high in something called lauric acid, which is incredibly good for you. And even though a few years ago they tried to blackball the entire coconut oil industry saying it's a bad saturated fat, it's actually a good saturated fat. And they're trying to convince you instead to eat things like corn oil, canola oil, Crisco, stuff with the heart healthy, which is a joke. This is way better for you. All right, friends, that is it. I hope you found this video helpful when it comes to the good oils, the extra virgin olive oil, the avocado oil, the ghee, and the virgin coconut oil. Now you know when to use them and why you want to use them. But that is it. Like, subscribe, share, all that good things. But from the grocery store, my second home, I leave you like I always do. # keep on cooking. Mad love and peace. Later.